Hi, my name is John Chastity. I'm the co-owner for Scout, and I'm going to show you quickly how to elevate the Hipod once it's been set up. Okay, the first thing that you want to do before you elevate is make sure that your pan lock screw or clamp is tightened. So this one has a clamp. I'm going to close that clamp. If you have a screw, that needs to be tightened so that the tubes do not come out of the base as you're elevating the unit. The next section is you're going to take the tension screw, which is this right here, and you're going to make sure that that's loose. When you loosen the tension screw, it allows your strings to expand and retract freely. So as you're raising it, your strings can come out of the handle. Once the tension screw is loose, point it directly towards the ground with the strings coming out either side of the handle. Then you're going to tighten your position lock screw. This screw will make sure that as you're raising your unit, your tilt wheel doesn't flip upside down as you're going up. So point the tension screw towards the ground and then tighten your position lock screw so that the tilt wheel does not turn. Once your position lock screw is tightened and your tension screw is pointed straight towards the ground and is loose, we're going to elevate the Hipod. Always start with the highest level, and what you're going to do is open the clip right here, and you're going to begin elevating the tube slowly. Now the tubes are not air weighted or hydraulic, so you have to maintain a firm grip as you're elevating. You're going to lift your camera up slowly until you see a white line on your tube. So I'm going to keep going until I see a white line. So there's the white line right there, you can see it. Once you see the white line, lower the white line to your collar and close the clip. The clip should be closed in such a way that it's going in towards the tube. After you've closed your clip, Velcro your cabling to your Hipod tube using the Velcro. Okay, and you repeat that process for each level. So once your Hipod is elevated, you want to make it so that you can tilt and pan the camera. You can see that it's locked in place here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen the pan lock screw. Where the tube meets the base, there's the pan lock screw. This one has a clamp, some of them have a screw. So you want to loosen that, or in this case, open the clamp. That's going to allow us to pan. Now, we need to make sure that we can tilt. But before we do that, your strings need to stay taut while you're tilting, or else you're not going to have control of the camera. So make sure the strings are tight, there's no tangles or no bows in the strings. And then you're going to tighten your tension screw, which is this screw on the bottom. You're going to tighten that so that your strings can no longer extend or retract. They're just going to be tight and you're going to have good control over the camera. Once your tension screw is tightened, you want to loosen your position lock screw. If you see now, if that's tight, I can't tilt at all. But if you loosen this, you're going to be able to tilt. So in review, you're going to tighten your tension screw, loosen your position lock screw so that you can tilt, and then you're going to open your pan lock screw or loosen your pan lock screw to allow yourself to pan. So now we can zoom, record, we can tilt, and we can pan. We're ready to film. Lowering the Hipod, the first thing that you want to do is tighten your position lock screw so that your tilt wheel does not turn at all. Then you're going to loosen your tension screw. This is important because as you're lowering the Hipod, your strings are going to retract into the handle. So once your tension screw is loose, your position lock screw is tightened, you're going to start lowering the unit. The tubes are not air weighted or hydraulic, so you have to maintain a firm grip on the tube, otherwise it'll come crashing down. So maintain a firm grip on the tube, and you're going to open the clamp. Once the clamp is open, you can start lowering the Hipod, letting it slide through your hand little by little. So I'm going to lower all the way down. I'm not going to let go until you feel the tube rest on the clamp. Once it's lowered, I like to close the clamps, and then you can unvelcro your cabling and get ready to break down.